Today I'm making my fastest ever Christmas quilt. It's incredibly easy to sew and you will end up with a beautiful Christmas tablecloth in just 2 hours. Let me show you. I've been saving this jelly roll for months just for today. It's the prettiest Christmas jelly roll I've ever found that isn't just red and green, and it's full with soft watercolor motifs, which I absolutely love. I am sorting my strips in groups of 5. And how do I do it? In each group, I want nice contrast and an even spread of all the colors. So I want white, green, red, light blue and dark blue for each if I possibly can. You can tell there are more whites here than greens, for example. I also love that most of the fabrics only have 1 strip instead of 2 of each. And I wish I could be doing this live with all of us in one room. We could talk about our Christmas plans, all we've already done, all there's still left to do. We could trade tips and Christmas traditions. And I guess we could still do that in the comments though. What do you think? More and more, I feel we're creating a wonderful community in this channel that I feel so proud about. I love how supportive we are of each other and how we share the same level of excitement over fabric and quilting. You get me, you really do. I'm not sure if you've already guessed the pattern I'm working on. If you remember, I made a very similar quilt before. It was your favorite quilt to date, the fall tablecloth I created over a year ago with those gorgeous fall fabrics. I do believe that the prettier the fabrics are, the easier it is to work with them, and I get completely absorbed in the colors and the patterns, and before I even realize it, I'm finished. And my family also loves this pattern. In fact, that fall tablecloth ended up being a gift for a cousin because she loved it so much and wanted to have it. And because Christmas is usually at our house, I've decided to make this tablecloth, this Christmas pretty tablecloth, to surprise them. I will be having the most colorful Christmas ever. This is a question I've been asked a lot about that fall tablecloth. What is the length of our squares? Well, the length of our squares is the same as the width of all the strips sewn together. It is a square after all. For me, because I've sewn 5 strips, my width is 10.5 inches, give or take. But if you use wider strips, or narrower strips for that matter, that number changes. Now, sometimes, maybe most of the time really, each piece has its own different width, which is totally fine. Just measure all of them and find a cutting size that works for all of them, even if they are different. Do not cut different sizes for different blocks, okay? Each strip should give us 4 squares. And of course, remember to check your seams to make sure you are cutting squares and not diamonds. Between sewing these long strips and pressing these seams into place, odds are your strips won't be very straight. So as you cut, you may need to trim the edges on occasions to make sure they're nice and even. We are done, and these are our pretty squares. How cute are these? Ready to puzzle? I'm not. I have not decided the layout because there are a couple of really cute options here. First of all, the direction of the blocks. Do I want horizontal lines? Maybe if I switched my blocks? Maybe vertical lines? You could also sew the blocks together without the sashing, like I did in the fall quilt. I love all my options, but I'm definitely going to be needing some sashing to make those colors pop. And for once, I'm not using my usual white because there's already plenty of that in my squares. Which is also something you commented on a lot back in the fall video. The white team versus the non-white team, it was relentless. So today, the non-white team should be pretty happy that I'm not using white at all. Instead, I am picking this lovely golden yellow. let's cut some 1.5-inch strips real quick. We want enough sashing to separate all the blocks. My spaghetti. Well, not really spaghetti. What's the wider pasta called? That really wide one? I can't remember the name. I'll have to look that up. I always prefer sewing my rows on the longer side first. In this case, it's an 8x4 block quilt, so I am sewing the 8 blocks first. I just add the sashing to one side of all the blocks and then I join them. Nothing to it. Just remember not to add a sashing to the final block, okay? I do it all the time. More and more, I tend to pick projects with sashing because I think it just gives the patterns a fresher look and because it allows the eyes to take in each block separately, which allows you to really see them instead of just having a mix of colors and patterns that you can't really tell where they start and where they end. After I'm done with that, I just add a strip to the side of my rows, except for the final one. Now, this bit requires a little bit concentration. I would say it is the only part of the whole project that needs it. When we are joining our rows together, we want to make sure our sashing matches, as in when we are done, it will all look like a continuous strip. So we need to pin the blocks in their right place and make sure the sashing is all nice and straight. And while we do this, just a very quick reminder that if you'd like to see more of my videos as well as support my channel, you can now join my YouTube membership or my Patreon and enjoy the ad-free exclusive videos I add on there every month. And I will see you there. Okay. Final step. We are cutting some more sashing, make it a bit wider. I would say 2 inches is enough, but you can make yours wider depending on the size quilt top you need, because we want a final frame all around it to give a nice finished look. And here we have it. I am loving the look of this. The yellow just gives it a warmth that I did not expect. And if you want to see how to finish this tablecloth, there is this video right here, you know, the fall version. And I will see you very soon. Bye bye! And Merry Christmas!